बिहारी गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ गौर निताय की जय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः। ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna. I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Gaunitai, Shri Prabhupada and the management and devotees of Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir to welcome everybody to tonight's program. We have a very special guest with us, His Grace Baladeva Prabhu, who is visiting us all the way from India. Baladeva Prabhu is no stranger to us. He visited us some time back, so for memories that we might have forgotten. So we brought him back to give a refresher, to remind us about himself. And he was there online, but some people would not have seen that. So I'll give a brief introduction of Baladeva Prabhu. He comes from a devotee family. He was actually introduced to Krishna consciousness by his father. Most of his immediate and extended family are all devotees. They are all disciples of his own, Radhanath Swami, Lokanath Maharaj, and Gopal Krishna Goswami. Baladeva Prabhu, he has a bachelor's degree in physics, and one of the advanced certificates he has is in nuclear physics. Apart from that, he has studied his Bhakti Shastra, Bhakti Vaibhava, and other certificate courses that we offer in our ISKCON movement, and he also teaches those courses. He serves in a management capacity in our ISKCON Chowpatty temple, and also as zonal secretary to Radhanath Maharaj in some areas, for some areas in India. One of the things that we are very grateful to him for, that and through that he has developed a stronger relationship with us, not only in Trinidad, but in Guyana, Suriname, and also Panama, is that during the lockdown, as Rajashri Prabhu, if you can't go out, go in. And one of the things that happened as a result of that, nobody could travel, nobody could go to the temple. So what happened is that we started many online programs. And out of those online programs, Bhakti Shastra was started in Guyana online, in Suriname also, in Panama, and also in Trinidad. And it was formalized such that the Caribbean Institute for Higher Education was born. And through his guidance and inspiration, we now are able to offer those same degrees in the Caribbean. And that program is currently going on. So we have with us here His Grace Baladeva Prabhu, and the general theme over the next 4 days, will be re-emerging from the pandemic. So it doesn't only have to do with, whether you should get vaccinated or not. It has to do also what we can do to inoculate ourselves through the process of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
So first of all, I'd like to thank all of you for coming today evening. It's a weekday, and thank you for inviting me, especially Mother Panchatattva, Rajarishi Prabhu, and all of you, and Shantavi Prabhu also. Everyone is present here offline and also online. So when I received this topic, re-emerging from the pandemic, I was wondering, it looks like a medicine topic, medical topic, and should be addressed by a doctor. But then he clarified that it's a theme, we can build something on the theme. So, with your kind permission, I thought I will take from scriptures some important themes for the next 4-5 days, whatever we can discuss, of how we will visualize in the Shastra, in the scriptures, how there was lockdown and quarantine. And what did the personalities involved in the lockdown did, so that they could be re-emerged or they could be enthused in their spiritual consciousness. First of all, we'd like to thank His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who has given us the Krishna conscious vaccine in this quarantine material world. Right? We were quarantined within the quarantine material world, right? Material world itself a quarantine. We are away from the spiritual world. Srila Prabhupada has given us his books, and those books are panacea for the humanity. They are the beacon lights. Srila Prabhupada has toiled so hard to give us books. Bhavananda Prabhu was recollecting one time. He asked Srila Prabhupada in a very informal question, Prabhupada, why did Krishna send you to this material world? So Prabhupada said, I didn't want to come down. Krishna was forcing me. So I told Krishna, I don't want to, it's a miserable place. Krishna said, don't worry. You just go down, write few books and come back. Rest I will take care. So this was Srila Prabhupada. He did everything, but he gives credit to his predecessor acharyas. He gave credit to holy name, Srimad Bhagavatam. Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, Prabhupada's god brother, very well known Kirtani at that time, very close friend of Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavan. So being a very elevated Vaishnava, he would meet Srila Prabhupada. He also would meet many of his god brothers from the other Gaudiya Mats. So one time, Akinchan Babaji Maharaj, in a god brotherly way, in a humorous way, he asked one of his god brothers, I want to ask you one thing, that our spiritual master Srila Saraswati Thakur, he sent many of his disciples to West. You also went, and Bhaktivedanta Swami also went. Then why he was successful and he could not? The god brother could talk like that, in simple terms. He said, I don't know, what do you think? He asked. So I think because his faith in holy name was immense. He had solid faith in the holy name, that the holy name can deliver the whole of humanity. And we can see Srila Prabhupada with holy name, Srimad Bhagavatam, and full faith in the order of his spiritual master. He went to the Western world and preached Krishna consciousness all over the world. One time one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, why did you come to New York? All your god brothers went to London. You came to New York first. So Prabhupada said, they went to London and failed. And I thought, if I have to fail, let me fail in a new place. Srila Prabhupada was so down to earth. But Srila Prabhupada gave us the ultimate shelter of Krishna consciousness. We were discussing with some devotees and they were mentioning that we are all devotees for few years, right? Before that we had no idea of Krishna consciousness. We did not even know spiritual world, Golok, Vrindavan, Vaikuntha was also not known. Krishna was like one of the gods, of many gods. And then within some short few years of our stay in Krishna consciousness, if you ask any devotee in ISKCON, what is the aspiration and goal of your life? He will say, back to Godhead. And then you ask him, which back to Godhead? He said, Golok Vrindavan, nothing less than that. And then if you go deeper, he said, Madhurya is the best. So here we are, a chunk of devotees in ISKCON with few years in Krishna consciousness, and just by reading Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada's associating with Prabhupada's ISKCON society, we understood the ultimate goal of life, the highest. Prema Pumarto Mahan. Krishna in the spiritual world in Golok Vrindavan is the highest. So Srila Prabhupada has given all of us the highest in a very short time, in a very simple way. So Srila Prabhupada, he gave us his books, and through his books he gave us the basics of Krishna consciousness. So in today's topic today, we begin with the basics in our life. We all know that we were in school once upon a time, and we began our school by A, B, C, D, right? You all remember A, B, C? A for apple. In India it's apple, I don't know what's in Trinidad.
International standard.
International standard. B for bat. Oh, India and Trinidad share the same national sports, right? Cricket. C for cat, D for doll or dog. And if you see, it is not just when we were young, when we were a small child, that we were studying the ABCD in school. In fact, ABCD is always there throughout our life, right? So when we were small children, we were having ABCD. The A was different, A for apple, B for bat, ball, whatever. Then we became little more grown up. In young age, ABCD was different. A for Android, B for Bluetooth, C for chatting, and D for downloading. So ABCD continues still. Then we grow old. The ABCD changes. A for arthritis, B for blood pressure, C for cholesterol, and D for diabetes. C for corona also. So ABCD has been there throughout our life. In the COVID, in the corona period, ABCD continued. A is for antibody, and B is for now booster dose, C is for COVID or corona, and D for distancing, social distancing. Srila Prabhupada gave us also ABC. A is for association, B is for books, C is for chatting or chanting? Both together. Chanting while chatting. Chanting, and D is for diet. So we are very fortunate that Prabhupada has given us the basics in our spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada was in New York, and one reporter from the New York Times came to meet Srila Prabhupada, and she wanted to interview Srila Prabhupada. So as she came inside, before she could ask Srila Prabhupada a question for her interview, Prabhupada asked her a question. Prabhupada picked up a book like that. Prabhupada took a book and he said, "Your business, our business is same." And she was surprised. "What is this? My business and your business is same." He said, "You are printing, we are also printing. You are printing newspaper, we print books. You use the same paper, we use the same paper. You use the printing technology, we also use printing technology. Then Prabhupada posed the question, why is it that whatever you print, in the next day, that whatever you print goes in a dustbin? And whatever we print, people keep it for a long time. So she was flabbergasted. She never thought that Swamiji could ask a question like that to her. So she said, well, I don't know. Prabhupada said, simple. You print about the material world, therefore it goes in the garbage. We print about spiritual world, so it remains fresh. So that's Prabhupada's contribution. Prabhupada gave us immense literature, right? Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, the nectar of devotion, nectar of instruction, Ishopanishad, Chaitanya, Charitamrit. So many books. So many books Prabhupada gave. I was coming to temple initially when I was to stay at home, and from my university I used to visit temple. Our temple is also Radha Gopinath temple. So when I come here I feel at home. Radha Gopinath is here. So the temple president in our ISKCON Chowpatty temple asked him, so what course you are doing? So I told him it's called as BSc, Bachelor of Science, BSc. So he told me, well, Prabhupada has also given us a course in ISKCON, BSc. I was wondering, what is that course? Because I was a new student from university. University is offering BSc, and this guy is saying that ISKCON is also offering BSc. So I said, is it? I never knew that. I said, yes, we also have BSc, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this is our BSc course which Srila Prabhupada has given us. So, we are so fortunate that Srila Prabhupada has appeared in this age of Kali Yuga and given what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has magnificently appeared and given us in the form of holy name and the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, I was just thinking that when we discuss the topic of re-emerging from the pandemic, it was not the first time that this world faced pandemic or a quarantine or a lockdown. There are instances in the scriptures which mention that many personalities in the past also experienced such things. Like for example, 7 days and 7 nights of quarantine and lockdown of Brajavasis under the Govardhan hill. That was a happy quarantine. They loved it because they were with Krishna and Krishna was with them. Right? Mother Yashoda, she would not get Krishna always. In the night time, Krishna was with her. Daytime, Krishna was in the forest grazing cows. The Gopas, they were very happy. Daytime, Krishna was with them. They were playing. But night time, Krishna was at his house. So everyone missed Krishna in their life throughout the day. But in Govardhan Leela, everyone was with Krishna 7 days, 7 nights, 24 hours. So there was another quarantine period for them. There was a similar quarantine period where the Pandavas were exiled for 14 years and the last year was incognito. So they had to remain within the presence of a kingdom, the kingship of Virat. So they were quarantined there and they had to be incognito. Sita, Mother Sita was quarantined Ashok Vatika, right? She couldn't go out. She was there for many months. Nowadays, in Jagannath Puri, Rath Yatra just concluded. We also had Rath Yatra, beautiful Rath Yatra. Such wonderful. Just by looking at the pictures, I was thinking, I didn't know about my bookings. No one told me Rath Yatra is there. So I was angry on Shyamachandraku. What is this? You made me miss the Rath Yatra. I saw the videos and pictures. And many devotees, when I came here, said, these are the best Rath Yatras. Right? And definitely after many years, we had Rath Yatra, right? Best Rath Yatras. So I missed. So everywhere in the world, we are having Rath Yatras now. And before Rath Yatra, Jagannath also gets quarantined. 15 days. That's called Anvasar. So there are so many examples from scriptures of quarantine or lockdown. So let's pick up one at a time. Today we will discuss on Sita's quarantine in Ashok Vatika. And we will discuss the incidents and stories and beautiful anecdotes based on that theme. Okay? So is there a watch here?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see them.
7:34.
Okay, no problem. So you just give me indication like this. Because I have a watch, but it's an India watch. It's morning 6 o'clock. Okay. Thank you. So we were discussing about Sita Devi in Ashok Vatika. In India, when the quarantine took place, when the lockdown took place, the Indian government was thinking, how can we engage such a mammoth population of India within their home? Thank you. You can just imagine people in Mumbai living in apartments, small apartments with big family, can't move out of their home for months. It was a big challenge. What they will do inside? So the Indian government decided that they should put something on the TV. People become engaged while watching TV. So they put a lot of films, but didn't go well. So finally they decided they should put Ramayana. So many years back, when I was in school, there was a popular Ramayana serial which went on for 2.5 years, the whole episode. So they decided every single day they will put Ramayana. And lo and behold, in Mumbai, in India, when they launched this, Ramayana is going to come back again, please watch. And they never thought what will be the experience they will have. The first day, the first show which came on the TV, the Doordarshan website crashed because of so many people wanted to watch Ramayana. So even now we can see scriptures have relevance. People do read, people do hear, people see that because they get a lot of nourishment. People know what is Ramayana. People know the story lineup. It's nothing new. But people want to hear because it's Nava Yauvanam. Krishna's, Lord Rama's pastimes are always ever fresh. People don't get bored with these topics because they deal with Krishna. So, Ramayana is also such a topic that people want to hear again and again and again. And every time we hear Ramayana, we get a new insight from Ramayana. Now we all know Ramayana means Lord Ram, when he gets married to Sita, then they are exiled, then Ravan kidnaps Sita, then Ram builds a setu along with the bridge with the monkey soldiers and he defeats Ravan. So it's all clear, the story lineup is there. But there is so much of detail and many times our Vaishnava Acharyas, they use so much of details that it creates nectarian references, a platform for relishing Krishna consciousness. One time one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, why do the Acharyas give different commentaries? Is there any contradiction in them? Different acharyas speak one pastime in a different way. So is there a contradiction? So Prabhupada became very angry. Prabhupada said, no contradiction. Acharyas have perfect sync. There is no contradiction. So one time one boy, he came from his school back and told his father, my dear father, tomorrow onwards I am not going to the school. So father asked, what happened? My teacher is so crazy. What happened to your teacher? 3 days back she told 5 plus 4 is 9. So father said, is it wrong? No, it's right. So what happened? Yesterday she said 6 plus 3 is 9. And today she said 7 plus 2 is 9, so I am not going to school. The child was saying, how can it be true, 9, 5 plus 4, 7 plus 2, 6 plus 3. So many times people who are childish, they go in the details of 5 and 4, 6 and 3, 7 and 2, forgetting the The total is 9. The absolute truth is Krishna. So Krishna or Lord Ram can have variety in the pastime. When Lord Ram appears, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, when Krishna appears again, they have lot of variety in the pastimes. And Acharyas, they have access to all the pastimes of Krishna. And whichever pastimes they find sync with their rasa, they present those pastimes. So there is no contradiction. The contradiction is in our mind. So, in the Ramayana, the story of Sita in Ashok Vatika is described very beautifully. How she was continuously crying in separation from Lord Ram. And she was waiting for Lord Ram to come and rescue her. Ravana was day in and day out threatening her to get married to him. But she remained chaste to Lord Ram and did not budge an inch. And this was a time when Hanuman reached Ashok Vatika. I am not going into details of how Hanuman came to Lanka, but I am focusing more on the Ashok Vatika, the place of the garden. Ashok Vatika is a garden, famous garden of Ravan, where Sita was kidnapped. Sita was kept captive, and there were hundreds of demons, Rakshashis, who were actually guarding Sita. So Hanumanji came and he saw Sita there. He had never seen Sita, but just by the mere presence of this godly personality, Hanuman could understand that this is none other than my mother Sita. So Hanumanji was watching, and then Ravana came and he threatened Sita that if you don't agree with my proposal, in few days I will eat you as my breakfast. So Sita was very crying that time, and Ravan went away. And Hanumanji wanted to now break the ice and meet Sita. But he knew that Sita may get fearful seeing him. She may think that Ravan has come in the form of monkey. So how to break the ice? So Hanumanji from top of the tree, he began to recite Lord Ram's pastimes. Right from day in, day one to the day that day. And as soon as Sita was hearing those pastimes of Ram, she was getting encouraged. She was enthused. So the Ram Katha, the Krishna Katha, enthused Sita, gave her life back. And then she was so happy just by hearing Ram Katha, even though she was in separation from Ram, got enthusiasm in her life. And she was looking around, who is this singing about my Lord Ram? And then Hanuman leaps, jumps down, said, it's me, I am servant of Lord Ram. So beautiful stories manifest there. Sita and Hanumanji exchange, and it is mentioned that when Sita and Hanuman they part away after exchanging messages, Sita gives something to Hanumanji, Hanumanji gives something to Sita to confirm that they are the right people. It is said when Ram, he sent Hanuman to the southern direction to search for Sita along with many monkey soldiers. He knew very well that this mission will be accomplished by Hanuman. So Ram once called Hanuman and gave him a ring which had written Ram on it, and gave it to him and said, give this to Sita and she will recognize and she will then believe that you are my messenger. So Hanumanji said, okay, no problem, I'll give it. Apart from that, you tell her this story which is not known to anyone. Only me, her and Lakshman knows this story. And then Lord Ram told the story. This story comes in the Ramayana when Lord Ram, Sita and Lakshman, they leave Ayodhya on their first day of exile. So they are dropped by the chariot driver of Dashrath Maharaj on the outskirts of Ayodhya. They enter the forest, and the place where they enter the forest happens to be the kingdom of a tribal king, Nishad Raj. So he becomes very happy that Ram has come to his kingdom. He offers Ram that I will make a small hut for you. You stay 40 years here. Now Ram says, I can't stay here because it is too close to Ayodhya. People will keep coming and going. It won't look like a forest for me. And then he offers beautiful bed made of natural flowers and vines and creepers. He said, no, I will sleep on the ground. So even today also that place is existing. It is very close to Prayag, the place where the three rivers confluence, Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati. Very close to Prayag at 1 hour distance is this place called as Shringaverpuram. That is the place, Shringaverpuram, where there is still a big slab of stone on which Sita and Ram slept. And the stone melted by the touch of Sita and Ram, and there are impressions of the body of Sita and Ram on that stone still. And just close by there is another stone which has impression of Lakshman, but he is not sleeping. He is on guard with one foot up, crossed and in a position of like a security, Whole night he was guarding. So that posture, that stone also had imprints of Lakshman. So in the morning, Lord Ram wakes up and he requests Guha, Nishad Raj, that I want to pass over or cross this river Ganga and go to the other side. Can you help me? And Guha calls his personal boatman to come and do this work. This personal boatman also happens to be a great devotee of Lord Ram. So he is very enthused because he is getting an opportunity to serve Lord Ram by taking him across. That skill which he is known for, he is going to use that skill in service of Lord Ram. Right? He is a good boatsman. And here is Lord Ram going to climb on his boat and he is going to ferry Lord Ram. Wow, what a wonderful way of engaging one's skill in Krishna's service. But we should learn from this boatman. He was not happy with that service. Only one service. He wanted more service. This is something we should all note. Many times we get service and we are contented with that service. But actually we should be happy if more service comes. Right? So seva, service, the reward of service is to get more service. Seva brings more seva. Right? So he, as soon as Lord Ram was about to climb the boat, he folded his hand and said, Oh Lord Ram, please excuse me, but I want to conduct a test on you. Lord Ram said, test on me? What test? Oh Lord Ram, I heard that a few years back you were traveling to marry Mother Sita in Mithila and you happened to touch your feet on a stone and she became a woman. Is it true? So he was speaking about Ahilya's deliverance. So Lord Ram said, yes. Oh Lord Ram, I am worried. What if you touch your feet to my boat and she becomes a woman? I am already married. I get one more difficult to raise a family. So Lord Ram said, what do you mean? No, I want to just check on your lotus feet. I will bathe them, I will drink them, and if it's okay, I am okay, then you can climb on them. So this is how he created another service of bathing the feet of Ram. And Lord Ram knew very well this devotee is like very hungry for more seva. Okay, no problem, you can conduct your test. So Lord Ram sat down, he bought a beautiful vessel and he poured water on the lotus feet of Lord Ram. And he was pouring the water and drinking the water. And while drinking the water, this boatman was watching Sita Devi and smiling. So Sita Devi was thinking, why he is smiling at me? So Lord Ram said, I will tell you later. Because you are very merciful to him, therefore he is smiling. So later when Lord Ram, Sita and Lakshman sat on the boat, Lord Ram told Sita the story. How this boatman, before he came here, who he was in his last life. Are you excited? Or should we end the show? So, in the Shvetadvipa, Lord Narayan resides, he sleeps in the Yoga Nidra on the Ananta Shesh, and Mother Lakshmi is massaging Lord's lotus feet. In that Shvetadvipa, there was a turtle. So one day he saw the beautiful face of Lord Narayan sleeping there. And then he saw the beautiful feet of Narayan. So he was trying to climb on the body of Anantashesh to reach out and touch the feet of Lord Narayan. So he tried his best, but because Anantashesh's body was very slippery, snake body, so he was trying, getting up, finally and then dropping down in the water again. He tried many times, and exactly at the feet where he was trying, Lakshmi also was massaging the feet. So Lakshmi was watching him trying to come up, but she couldn't help. So she was massaging and she was worried about this tortoise, that he wants to get mercy. So Lord Narayan, he opened his eyes and said, Sita, Lakshmi Devi, don't worry. Time is not right for him to get my lotus feet. He will get much more mercy next time. In the past time, he will come and take full advantage of touching my feet and also drinking the water of the feet. So when Lord Ram reminded Sita, she said, yes, I remember that. This guy is that turtle who came now to drink the lotus Charnamrita of my lotus feet. And then the boat was ferried across. Lord Ram got down. Sita, she was in Vanvas dress. She was not having any ornaments, but she had one ring which Lord Ram had given her, which had Ram's name. So she removed the ring and gave it to Ram and said, "Oh Ram, please give it to this boatman. Right? We should not take anything free." Lord Ram said, yes. So Lord Ram went to the boatman and said, "Please take this ring as a gift because you have ferried us across." And he said, no, I can't take anything from you. You are my Lord. He said, no, you have to take. I am giving you. I am from Raghukul, the dynasty of Raghu Vamsha. And we are very pakka with our principles. We don't take anything free. Lord Ramchandra told him. So the boatman said, well, you are a very principled person. I am also very principled. I also have a profession. So Lord Ram said, what do you mean? In our profession, we don't take money from person who has the same profession. So Lord Ram said, what do you mean, same profession? He said, my profession and your profession is same. So Lord Ram said, what do you say? Please clarify. He said, my profession is to take people across the river. Your profession is to take people across the ocean of birth and death. So we have the same profession. I can take money from you. So Lord Ram said, that's okay, but I have to give because I am from Raghukul. So now here is the boatman. Now he will generate another service. He said, Lord Ram, keep the ring with you. When you come back after 14 years, I will again take you across the river in my boat. That time you can give me the gift. So he asked, he redoubled his service. First service, only one service. With that service, intelligently created another service of washing the lotus feet. And now third service of another opportunity to take Lord Ram across. So this is the story which Lord Ram told Hanuman, go and tell Sita, this is the ring. And then she will completely agree that you have been sent on me. So this is one story which Hanumanji narrated to Sita. Now Sita, when she was there, said, okay, now I'll tell you one story which you tell Ram, so he will pakka believe that you met me. Go and tell him the story which happened in Chitrakoot forest. So Chitrakoot is a forest which Lord Ramchandra went and stayed the maximum 11 years. Lord Ram and Sita of the 14 years stayed in Chitrakoot forest. So Chitrakoot forest, Lord Ram and Sita had very good time with each other because Sita always was very much yearning to be with Lord Ram when they were in Ayodhya, but Lord Ram was very busy in the administrative work, so she hardly got time with Lord Ram, but now she was getting a lot of time with Lord Ram. So Lord Ram and Sita, they would be always roaming around in Chitrakoot forest. There was Mandakini Ganga which was flowing that time, and one particular day Sita Devi was sitting on the banks of Mandakini Ganga river. Lord Ram came and he kept his head on her lap and he was taking rest. So Sita Devi was drinking the beauty of Lord Ram while he is sleeping. Amazing. People in this material world, people appreciate someone's beauty, but not when they are sleeping, right? Sleeping means ignorance, right? In fact, the best of Miss Universe or film stars, heroines and heroes, actresses, they always try to not show their faces when they are sleeping. Because when you get up, you're Miss Universe or Mr. Universe, anyone, you look like a very dumb and dull, ignorant person. And here is Sita Devi drinking the beauty of Lord Ram's face. Let me take a detour. I remember one more story. Can I add one more? So this is Vishwamitra Muni who came to Dashrath Maharaj, telling him, I want your son. There are two demons who are troubling me. Vishwamitra said, I can kill them, but I am a Brahmana. This work is Kshatriya's work. So you send your son. And Dashrath Maharaj says, well, my sons are just young. He said, no, they are Supreme Lord. You have to send them. And Dashrath Maharaj knew if he says no to Vishwamitra Muni, then it will be a difficult job. There are two great sages who are always known for their anger, Durvasa and Vishwamitra. So reluctantly Dashrath agreed, and Rama and Lakshman go and they kill Subhahu and throw Maricha away. And it is said, while Vishwamitra Muni was taking Ram and Lakshman to his Siddhashram, on the way as they were traveling, Lord Ram was asking, what is this? What is this? For everything, Vishwamitra Muni was telling a story. Suddenly the beautiful river would come, which river is this? What happened here? And Vishwamitra Muni would narrate a beautiful story. So while they traveled, one time, they were like the night time, so Ram and Lakshman slept. In the morning, Vishwamitra early morning woke up. He went to wake up Lord Ram and Lakshman. He saw the beauty of their face. He didn't want to wake up. Such beautiful face while sleeping. How can I disturb his beauty? But he also knew we have to go ahead. So what to do? Should I wake up or should I just watch their beauty? In that dvandva, in that difficulty, he decided, let me recite a beautiful poem, a stotra, a shloka, to wake up. Many of you who have some idea of deity worship, you are using this beautiful shloka, Uttishta Uttishta Govinda Uttishta Garudadhvaja Uttishta Kamala Kanta Trailokyam Mangalam Kuru. This is one of the shlokas he sang. Uttishta, this is the Suprabhatam shloka which is sung in Tirupati Balaji also, the full big shloka. So one of the shloka mentions, oh Lord, get up, the beautiful face, Lord, your beauty is so enchanting me. But please get up because you have kartavya to do, your duty to do. Your duty is to kill the demons. Please don't keep sleeping, get up. So this is Vishwamitra Muni watching the beautiful face of Lord Ram sleeping. He doesn't want to disturb, but because of duty, he said, please get up. Sita is actually experiencing the beautiful face of Lord Ram sleeping. She doesn't want to disturb Lord Ram. She is very conscious. Just then a demon takes the form of a crow and he comes close to Sita. He is very lusting the beauty of Sita. So Sita could understand this crow is not an ordinary crow, looks to be a demon. But Sita can't do anything because Lord Ram is sleeping. She is serving Lord Ram, doesn't want to disturb Lord Ram, so she keeps quiet. But she is also conscious the crow is approaching closer and closer. And finally the crow starts pecking at the body of Sita at her chest. And she keeps tolerating the whole. Lord Ram doesn't know anything about that. But while pecking the crow, finally blood comes out of Sita Devi's heart. And that blood, some of the blood sprinkles on the face of Ram. He gets up. And then he turns around and finds the whole chest of Sita with blood. And then he sees around and sees this crow who understands now. Now I'm gone. Lord Ram is so angry. Lord Ram becomes angry like anything. Now he does not have his bow, neither his arrow. So Lord Ram takes a blade of grass, invokes that into a Brahmastra and throws at the crow. And now this crow is running for his life. He goes to all over the universe and then Brahmastra follows the crow. And after going through all the planets, someone tells him, hey, you're foolish. You can't run away from this. This is Ram's Brahmastra. The only way to overcome this is go to Ram and fall at his feet. So after going all over the universe and not getting any shelter, finally comes and he drops down tired at the feet of Ram. Now someone is tired and he takes rest. What happens? Sometimes we are tired. We are not sure how we are sleeping. Sometimes this way, that way, just crash. So he crashes at the lotus feet of Lord Ram without realizing that his face and then his tail, which is called the feet. The feet is towards Ram's feet, his tail is towards Ram's feet, and face is opposite. He crashes there. So Lord Ram is not fascinated by that because Dandvat is ulta, opposite. Sita Devi jumps down, she turns that face towards Lord Ram. And immediately Lord Ram said, now I can't do anything. Delivered. So they said that Lord Ram gives Abhayadan, gives the life, doesn't take his life. So Sita Devi narrates this incident to Hanumanji and tells him, go and tell this to Ram because he and me only know this story. And Sita indirectly tells Hanumanji, tell Ram, that crow came and just pecked me and you became so angry. How is it that I am staying for so many months in Ravana's Chowpatty and you are not yet angry? So in this way she tells the story to make Lord Ram again, Uttishta, get up and come to fight and rescue me. So these are all beautiful pastimes which take place around Ashok Vatika. Now, it is said that one great devotee of Lord Ram, he was once narrating this pastime of Sita in Ashok Vatika and Hanuman coming there. Now he was a very pure devotee who was very, very faithful, loyal to his own guru from where he had studied Ramayana. So when he was narrating this incident of Ramayana, Hanumanji became so attracted that he came and sat in the audience. He was invisible, not known. He was sitting and he was also relishing Ramayana because Lord Ram had told Hanumanji that I am taking everyone in Ayodhya back home, back to Warren except you. You stay back. And you make sure that Ramayana recitation is going on everywhere. You recite Ramayana and wherever Ramayana is there, you sit down and hear Ramayana. In this way, you will always be in my association. So in this audience, Hanumanji came and sat. Hanumanji was hearing the whole incident very, very attentively. After the talk was over, everyone went away. So Hanumanji, in his incognito, he came and he said to this devotee you said that in Ashok Vatika, you were describing the beauty of Ashok Vatika. And you said in Ashok Vatika there were beautiful ponds with white lotuses, right? And the Kathakar said, the devotee said, yes, white lotus. Hanumanji said, no, they were red lotus. So this devotee said, no, they were white lotus. Hanumanji said, no, they were red lotus. And the devotee said, I can't be wrong because my guru has told white lotus, therefore it is white lotus. So Hanumanji then showed his form. I also can't be wrong. I am Hanumanji. I was present there. It was red lotus. And the devotee was so happy to see the Hanumanji of obeisances. Mortem said, still I am right, you are wrong. Because my guru can't be wrong. So Hanumanji said, hey, okay, if I get one more evidence, and if that person says it is red, will you agree? Okay, no problem. Take. So he prays intensely and manifests Sita Devi then. Sita Mata appears. Hanumanji, you are asking me to come, what happened? Mother, this is, please solve this riddle. This person is doing Katha and is saying that the Ashok Vatika, where you are staying, I also came there. The pond was full of white lotus. And Mata, I am saying that this is red lotus. Do you agree with me? Sita says, no, I don't agree with both of you. The lotus were blue in color. So now it is difficult. And now the devotee is saying, I told you, you both are wrong. My guru can't be wrong. He is saying white, it's white lotus. So Hanuman is saying, now we have to really, this is getting up heated up, There has to be some conclusion. So Hanumanji then prays and invokes the presence of Lord Ram. He will decide now. So then he comes and this devotee is so happy to see the perfection of his life. He got the darshan of Hanumanji, Sita and Ram has appeared now. She bows down to Ram and immediately Ram says, yes, why you called Hanumanji? He said, you will solve this riddle. He's saying white, I am saying red, and now Sita is saying, Sita Devi is saying blue. So how to understand this? So Lord Ram meditated and said, I can see from here what is happening in Ashok Vatika. I can see the pond also. And I see that the lotus is white in color. Hanumanji is in shock. How can that be? So told Lord Ram, please explain. Lord Ram said, Hanumanji, when you went to Ashok Vatika, what was your reference point? How was your mood? Hanumanji said, I was angry. Ram said, yes, your eyes had become red because of anger. You saw that white lotus as red lotus because of anger. Hanumanji said, is it? Sita Devi said, but what about me? I was not angry. So Lord Ram said, you were in so much of separation from me. You just crying and crying and crying. Your eyes had become blue because of crying. And you saw that white lotus as blue. And then immediately the devotee bowed at the lotus feet of Lord Ram. And Lord Ram said, you are right. Not because the white lotus is white, because your guru is right. You have so much of faith in your guru, and who is your medium to reach Krishna? Who is your medium to reach me? He said. Lord Ram said, that you have that faith, and that faith has got you to take darshan of your dear Lord. That today you find me, Sita and Hanuman standing in front of you because of your immense faith in your guru. One more story connected with Ashok Vatika. So there are hundreds of stories connected to this beautiful quarantine pastime of Sita Devi. When Hanumanji came to Lanka and he was searching for Sita in Lanka, he saw a Tulsi Devi's plant in one compound in Lanka. And I was thinking, in Lanka, how can someone grow Tulsi? So he peeped in and then he saw there was some person chanting the name of Ram. He said, wow, that's amazing. How can someone chant the name of Ram in Ravana's Lanka? So he entered and he found it was Vibhishan's house. And Vibhishan was chanting the name of Lord Ram. Hanumanji was in for a surprise. Not only Vibhishan was chanting Ram's name, Vibhishan also has decorated all his walls and ceilings with the name of Ram. Everywhere Ram, R-A-M, R-A-M, everywhere Ram, Ram, Ram. Now this was too much for Hanuman. He said, hey, if you're chanting Ram's name, I can understand. When no one is hearing you, you're chanting name of Ram. How do you manage to paint your walls with Ram's name with your brother Ravan? He is the biggest enemy of Ram. He said, no problem. What no problem? Please explain to me. He said, when I painted my walls with Ram, Ram, Ram everywhere, some spy came and informed my brother Ravan, and he came charging in. And he became angry. Vibhishan, you are putting the name of my enemy on the walls of your house. You are my own brother. How are you deserting me? So Vibhishan just smiled and said, no, this is not that Ram's name. This is your name. So Vibhishan said that it is your name, Ravana. Ravana said, my name is Ravan, not Ram. No, it is your name. So Ravana said, can you explain to me how this name is mine? Vibhishan said, see, I am such a devotee of you and your wife Mandodari. You both are worshipable. So Ram, R-A is Ravan, M is Mandodari. So I tell you. So I had written your names here. And Ravan said, all the blessings. He went away. So Vibhishan was practicing Krishna consciousness in a very difficult place, but he was very intelligent. He knew how to trick people, how to trick his brother and still practice Krishna consciousness, right? Srila Prabhupada also was very tricky. Srila Prabhupada tricked every one of us into Krishna consciousness, right? One time, Tamal Krishna Goswami told Srila Prabhupada, I don't want to go to India. Prabhupada said, why? Because people in India are very tricky. They trick you for everything. So I don't want to go to India. Prabhupada said, I am also Indian. Then Tamal Krishna Maharaj realized, oh, Prabhupada, you are not tricky. The Indians are tricky, but you are not tricky. Prabhupada said, I am also tricky. I tricked all of you into Krishna consciousness. Right? You came for something else, I gave you Krishna consciousness, and now it's all over. It's gone. It's too late. Srila Prabhupada tricked all of us in Krishna consciousness. So this is the great art of preaching, which is tricking every conditioned soul to come out of this material world and join Krishna consciousness. So tomorrow we will discuss more on from the Mahabharata angle of being quarantined, and we'll discuss lessons from various stories there. We have some time for discussion. We have many senior devotees who would like to throw some light on Srila Prabhupada's teaching and also open for some questions if there are. Hare Krishna. Any comments? Mother? Come in. Yeah.
Yes.
You want?
Hare Krishna. So first of all, Prabhuji, I'd like to offer my humble obeisances to you. After a few years, we are able to have your personal association. Because of the pandemic, we did get a lot of association through Zoom and the virtual platform, but it's very nice to have you in person. So, so when we were looking at this topic, Shanta Vigraha Prabhu and I, when Shanta, he would have asked, that you wanted to know what topic to explore. What came to mind is that, the level of complacency and it's almost that, like, we have settled into a level of like a comfort zone where the pandemic has shifted us somewhat into this level of complacency where we don't see need for so much going to the temples, mosques and churches and actually engaging in some tangible devotional service, So we were discussing, how is that a dangerous thing, or is it okay that we have settled into our homes and we get so much during the pandemic. We were able to get so much sustenance. Not wanting to go out, but still, as Rajeshri Prabhu said, we couldn't go out, so go in. So that's what we were doing, But now that things are to some extent normalizing, how do we get, people in general to see that, that they should, this level of sadhu sangha, physical sadhu sangha, and engaging in tangible devotional service and so on. How do we bring people back from that pandemic mode to that level again that we were? Hare Krishna. Oh, that's you.
Hare Krishna. Very relevant question, right? The tendency of a human mind is we become very cozy, right? We just enter into a habit and the habits die hard. Someone told me habits are like a very soft, cozy bed. Easy to get in, difficult to get out. You have seen many soft beds are like that. So you just enter into the bed, you merge into the bed. Don't come out of the bed. Like a Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti bed. Yes, while pandemic has taught us great lessons and has given great benedictions in the form of attending online, but yet also it has brought a complacency in the devotee circle that now everything is available online. So the physical association is now considered not so relevant, and the online is given much more due importance. Yeah, that's always there, right? The online platform has created a great revolution amongst devotee circle, because now, if I remember, we had many online programs where we had association of great Vaishnavas from all over the world. I came to know that you had this beautiful festival, 25th year, right? 25 years of celebration of Gaura Gopinath? 40 years, I'm sorry. 40 years of celebration. And then you had devotees, those who were there that time. So they were also there, who spoke online. Who all were there that time? And who spoke this time in the online platform?
At the 40th anniversary.
Yes, 40th.
So we had His Holiness Satsrup Das.
Satsrup Maharaj.
Because he would have installed the deities.
Yes.
So he spoke. Then we had lots of devotees who were actually here for the 40th anniversary. Like Rajeshri Prabhu was here, and we had other. And then we had so many devotees from all over the world sending greetings, basically, congratulating the devotees for serving consistently for 40 years.
Before the pandemic, we couldn't have thought of this idea. For us, festival meant physically someone has to be there. And we got used to amazing new concept of how we can have festivals physically also and online also, with Vaishnavas from all over the world joining us. So this is something which new has come up in this last 3 years. However, one more thing is very important, is that what we can get physically is not possible online. Definitely, right? Online, no one can get prasadam. We have to come here. The first thing is prasadam is not available online. Online have many drawbacks. One of the drawbacks is after the program is over, no prasad. Now, the tendency of Kali Yuga is that manda sumanda matayor manda bhagyai upadritaha. While something is good in Kali Yuga, but we should also know the good is coming because of the mercy of Krishna. But the point is, we are all Kali Yugites. We carry our system with us by which we become naturally very relaxed, complacent in whatever form of enjoyment we get. Like Parikshit Maharaj. I just remember this beautiful story of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj is traveling all over the world to check whether his kingdom is secure, safe. And then he finds this aghast. He finds one black colored person with black dress like a king. He's beating the bull and the cow. And then he analyzes who this cruel person is there. And he comes to him, he is Kali. Kali Yuga is entering into my kingdom. Parikshit Maharaj removes his sword, about to kill Kali. And that time Kali fully surrenders to Parikshit Maharaj. And Parikshit Maharaj, being a king, has trained that when anyone surrenders, he has to give him shelter. So Parikshit Maharaj said, I can't kill you, but I can't keep you also. He said, no, you have to keep me. He said, okay, you go and stay where the four principles are broken. And immediately Kali Yuga is browsing through the whole universe, whole world. Where is the four principles broken? He said, hey, Parikshit, in your kingship in the whole world, there is not a single place where the four principles are broken. Can you imagine 5,000 years back? It was like that in Parikshit Maharaj's rule when Kali Yuga browsed through the whole world, could not find even one place where four principles were broken. So he said, please, there is no place like that, offer me one more place. So Parikshit Maharaj said, okay, wherever people hold a lot of wealth beyond their need, so you sit on the gold there. And Parikshit Maharaj, and then Kali Yuga becomes happy. At least some place he could find where he could reside. So, it is said Parikshit Maharaj was not following just a principle of Kshatriyism, where he was, okay, he has taken shelter, I should give him something. Parikshit Maharaj was a Mahabhagavat. So while Kali was surrendering to him, Parikshit Maharaj as a Mahabhagavat was analyzing this Kali Yuga. Who is this Kali Yuga? Oh, his time has come. It is the plan of the Lord. I am a king at the end of Dwapar Yuga. After that, Kali Yuga has to come. She is analyzing, yes, now his time has come, but still I should not allow him to come. But I can see there is something good in Kali Yuga. What is that good in Kali Yuga? Kaler dosha nidhe rajan asti ek mahan guna. Just by chanting the holy name of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, people in Kali Yuga will get perfection so easily, which Dwapara, Treta and Satyuga did not get. So Parikshit Maharaj said, wow, that's a very good quality to think about, very important. And then analyze, oh, Kali also means if someone thinks bad in his mind, he will not be charged for that bad thinking. But if someone thinks good in his mind, he will get benefit of even thinking good in the mind. In previous ages, unless you physically do good, you don't get benefit. If you think bad in the mind, you get immediately, they reap the benefit, the drawbacks or the challenges comes with that wrong thinking. So Parikshit Maharaj said, this is also good in Kali Yuga, that anyone thinks just in the mind something good, he gets benefit. And if he thinks wrong in the mind, he will not get. Of course, doesn't mean that you do everything in mind only. People will think, very nice, Prabhuji spoke very nice story, that everything you do in mind. So I chant in mind 16 rounds. I'll come to temple in the mind. But no one will think I'll eat prasad in the mind. That they want to eat physically. So Parikshit Maharaj therefore allowed Kali Yuga because he knew these are very important points. And Kali Yuga also is a very, very shrewd person. He said, Parikshit Maharaj, thank you for accepting me. And Parikshit Maharaj, and he smiles and he is conversing with himself. Kali Yuga thinking, Parikshit Maharaj is thinking, people will get benefit of me. People will think in mind and get benefit. People will think bad in mind and not get challenged. And just by chanting, they will achieve perfection of life. Yes, Parikshit Maharaj, I will give all that benefit, but just wait and watch how I enter into everyone's life and make them so busy that the simple things also they will forget. So these are all available very easily. But Kali Yuga is so smart that even simple things also people, they call it miss the bus. They miss the bus. So let us all devotees not miss our bus. Already we are very weaklings. Just one small thing, Hare Krishna is going on, that too also difficulties there. And that too somehow we are struggling with physical association of devotees. And if that physical association is gone, that proximity of deities is not there, then what will happen? Kali Yuga will definitely take advantage. Kali Yuga gave a lot of benefits in pandemic. But Kali Yuga also knows how to make us relax and complacent, even in that benefit zone. So yes, as Mother Panchatattva said, that while we have our online platforms to access international fames, but domestically we should be also hooking on the original platform of coming together and participating in Krishna consciousness on a physical level. Because nothing is compared to this, the physical reality. When you come in front of the deities, take darshan, take prasad with devotees, and sit and dance with devotees, take prasad with devotees, right? The loving exchange is not possible on Zoom. The loving exchange is possible physically. Narati pratigrinati guhyam akhyati prichati bhungte bhojete chaiva Zoom jada pratirakshati. Rupa Goswami did not mention that it's possible on Zoom. Physically, when we come and meet devotees, when we exchange gifts, right? I remember we had celebrated a book distribution festival in India. We had this book marathon just last year, and we couldn't come together, so we had all the prize distribution on the Zoom. Can you imagine how can you distribute prize on the Zoom? So in a unique way, I had a prize. I was convener of the meeting, so I had a prize on one window which I had clicked on kept. So then I will make an announcement. So we would like to request Pune temple who gave the first in the marathon. So immediately on the another window, the Pune Sankirtan in Chai would come. And now we will request Gopal Krishna Maharaj to give this prize to Pune temple. And the window of Gopal Krishna Maharaj will be there. So Gopal Krishna Maharaj would do like this. And the devotee would like this. And the prize is there on third window. And everybody was laughing. See, unique we have prize distribution. No one was giving anything, no one was taking anything, what they felt that. But everyone was saying, hey, this is too much. Next time we should have physical because where is the prize? There is no excitement in getting a prize. So online platform has limitation. But when we meet physically, then we actually experience the reality of spiritual world. In the Vaishnava association, we experience what the spiritual world is all about. So yes, as you said, it's right. We need to get back to our basics. A, B, C, D. A is for association. B is books in association of devotees. C is chanting in association of devotees. Diet in association of devotees. So unless we do that, it will be It's already a very difficult part to tread in Krishna consciousness, it will become more so. I was listening to a lecture by Radha Gopinath Prabhu from our temple. He was mentioning A for association, which also means ahankara shuddhi. He analyzed very nicely. Said A is association. It is a Sanskrit term. I will mention that. A is association. A is also for ahankara shuddhi. Shuddhi means purification. Ahankara means false ego. B is books. Books also means bhuta shuddhi. C is chanting. Chanting is for chitta shuddhi. And D is diet. Diet is for deha shuddhi. That means our own existence gets purified in this A, B, C, D. So let's take one. The first one is relevant now for this question. Ahankara shuddhi. When you come in association of devotees, in the devotee association, what happens? We get purified. Sometimes praise, sometimes they tell us where we fall short of, and that's called how we balance our Krishna consciousness. It is said, when we associate, we should associate with all types of devotees. We should take shelter of seniors, we should have our equals, and we should guide our juniors. This is like a perfect diet. Just like when you eat your lunch, we just don't eat only dal every day. You do that? I like dal, I'll drink dal every day. No, you may like dal, but you also need rice with the dal. No, I like only chapati, roti. You call it roti? Yeah? Roti, right? I will eat only roti. Oh no, you need sabji also. So dal, rice, sabji, chapati. In that you may take more sabji and less roti. It's okay, no problem. But at least these 4 items should be there to make a complete meal. I'm just giving an example. So similarly, in our Krishna consciousness, association has to be with all devotees. We should association of our seniors whom we render service and they always guide us. We should have association of our juniors so that we can guide them. And very important, association of equals. Because when we are associating with equals, there is no air of any supremacy there. Wherever we are, whatever we are, straightforward dealing is there. That means if we go wrong somewhere, our equals will very nicely, beautifully point out where we go wrong. Of course, we should not point out in public, in a mic. Hare Krishna, what is this you are doing? Not like that. That's like that's not proper etiquette. We should help each other, but in a gentle Vaishnava way. So this is not possible online, right? This is possible only physically. The joy of Vaishnava association is when you the sparsha, the touch element of Krishna consciousness. The touch element gets purified by touching devotees, right? Not touching the mute and unmute buttons. Touching devotees. In COVID, touching devotee also was more difficult. We couldn't embrace, like one devotee was mentioning, Prabhu, once the COVID came, we were afraid of embracing Vaishnavas. Oh, what is this? But now COVID is gone away. So we have a wonderful opportunity of being with each other, offering Dandvat Pranam, shaking hands and talking to each other. So this is something which we will not get online platform. And therefore, as the world again gets back to its normalcy, we should come back to our normalcy of Krishna consciousness. And I agree with all of you that physical association cannot be compared to the online association. Online association is good and should be continued, but physical association has to be revived because that will help us in Krishna consciousness. In fact, if I ask you, what do you want? I am giving a plate of rice, dal, sabji, chapati, and I also give a plate of pizza, sandwich, and burger. Prashad. You say, oh, both I will take, right? Similarly, online also you take, and the physical association, both we should take. Both is important. And that's how we can make more progress in Krishna consciousness. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. So, we have our time, 4 minutes.
Let's see if there's anyone else.
If anyone wants to share something, we have a question from you. Yes, Prabhu. Please give.
A cordial welcome to your preaching.
Thank you.
To that around the world. Thanks in humility, and there's those I cannot comprehend. So, earlier you mentioned faith in the Guru Maharaj. Like, you have faith in the Guru Maharaj? Disciples, Prabhupada, she and I, what else should have started that with family? The question I asked this morning, who's the Guru Maharaj? So, how could I really have faith in Guru Maharaj and to please him? But the devotees said that you are pleasing the Guru Maharaj and it's blessing. But I tell that, how could I have faith, real faith in my Guru Maharaj and please him? Thank you.
Hare Krishna. I doubt that you don't have faith. So I don't know how to answer your question. But anyways, in generic I will answer, not to your question, because I see that you are very nicely serving in this temple, right? You stay here, Prabhu. Yeah, you come here, I see you, and since morning I see you very happily engaged in Krishna's service. Haribo. So I will give a generic definition. So if you don't like my answer, kindly forgive me. So one time, one devotee asked the same question to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, please pray that I get faith in you. Prabhupada became angry. Rascal, this question should be asked before initiation. After initiation, you are asking, give faith on me. So this is Kali Yuga. We realize many things afterwards. So, yeah, faith in Guru has to be very strong, because that's a connection we make. Initiation. Many devotees think initiation means done, but the word initiate means start. Right? We initiated a sacrifice. That means we began the sacrifice. We are initiating a business. We began. So officially we began the business of spiritual progress. And that's the start. And we continue. That faith has to go more and more and more. How much faith? Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado, yasya prasada nagati kutopi. So, the faith in Guru can be enhanced and strengthened by hearing Guru's Vani. The more we are away from Guru, the more we will feel that big gap between us and Guru. So the only way is hearing Guru's Vani regularly, his teachings, his instructions, and also keep a healthy balance of association of those Vaishnavas who have that strong explicit faith on Sri Guru. So we keep in touch with the Vani and also with those devotees who have that faith. Because in that association, then we get more faith in how to serve Sri Guru in our life. So these are some examples I can give. You can ask after this class Mother Pachrato how she has a lot of faith in her Guru. She can give you a nice answer. So you are asking the wrong person now. We can ask Raja Rishi Prabhu and other devotees here. They are very strong devotees in so many years in this yatra here, right? It's not easy to practice Krishna consciousness so far away. I am from India. I have my own challenges in practicing Krishna consciousness. But to practice Krishna consciousness here means like, this is my statistics, don't quote me anywhere. Practicing Krishna consciousness in India for 10 years is equal to 1 year practicing Krishna consciousness here. Haribo. So Prabhu, you can count now how many years of India you have Krishna consciousness. Okay. Because there everything is available so easily. You just take a train, sit night, morning you are in Vrindavan. It's so easy. You just go to, people who stay in Delhi, they wake up in the morning, boring day, let's go to Vrindavan. Take a vehicle, go. 2 hours. 2 hours there is Vrindavan. Right? It's so easy, so accessible. Here it is so difficult. But still there are such devotees here, all of you. You had a very, last week was very tiring, Rath Yatra, 2 months of so much of service, and yet on a big day you are all sitting here hearing the class of a junior person. So that is enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness. Thank you for joining today. We'll meet tomorrow again and continue. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
So the program continues tomorrow until Thursday. We look forward to seeing all of you again. And bring a friend, bring a family member. Not only, although we stream live on our Facebook page, but get also the benefit of all the prasad at the end. Hare Krishna.
We can announce prasad.
Hare Krishna.